Yo, Tony D back with the mega micro review session in the indie pile. My indie pile has been huge, people. I've had to break it up. So I'm reading a lot more indies than the other titles that I'm currently into. But man, let's kick it off. Godzilla Kai-Sei Era. It's this is really good. This really delves into the thematic issues of what to do with something like that. You know what I mean? It's military aggression versus scientific endeavor to find a solution. That is displayed very well. The narration is on point. The artwork is really good. It matches the tone of the book. There's some levity in here. There's some funny parts. But I did a little research. Kai-Sei, a lot of definitions of it is clear, fine, water, purity or clarity, celestial imagery, positive string. There's a lot of that. I was just curious and looked it up. But so where we left off is Godzilla is entering in different. He's not acting in the same patterns that he usually does. And the G-Force team is developed to stop him. Now, that's where you get into the conflict of military style or scientific. That is a constant contrast in this series. And it's very interesting, some of the dialogue that you get into. And the team G-Force are being attacked by these, they're like wormy things, but they leech. They're really leeches. They leech on that Kai-Sei energy. And which is interesting to have something that does that. Makes me wonder, it's like they're unfolding a new part of the Kaiju universe, this energy. This is a first, it was always atomic breath to me, but that energy, it's also in a human, and they're using that human possibly to stop Godzilla. But there's another member of the team that's into the scientific route. So we left off with them fighting those leeches, and there was a pirate, they tried to take over the ship that they were on, and they beat them down. So they use fire to take care of the leeches. There's also this, I don't know how this plays into it. It's kind of like a goofy, I don't know, man. This guy's a little crypto coin. Gideon Nelson. Not really sure. This kind of came out of nowhere for me. But, well, at least I see the purpose of it. At least it's some kind of defense, because G-Force is they're totally on the other side of the planet. Godzilla takes care of that. I can't say enough about the artwork. It really matches the Godzilla book. What, in my mind, what it should be like. So now they're what's he doing in Atlanta? Yeah, there's the pirates that tried it and it didn't work out. So they're starting to figure out these are synthetic, somebody created them. So there's another layer, another plot twist, if you may. So there's, they're giving us a lot of stuff to think about, which is, for me, that's a checkbox. I love a comic that makes me think about it. Doesn't spoon feed me all the answers. So now they got to make it to Godzilla to stop him. But like I said, man, is it to kill him or to contain? What really is the solution? That's always been the question, because Godzilla does a lot of good as well. I always looked at him like a good guy. Jet Jaguar, man. So I don't know how I feel about this character. I mean, I'm giggling right now, but it's he talks by singing. It's kind of, I don't know, man. On a positive note, maybe it'll grow on me. You know what I'm saying? So they're making their way to Godzilla ASAP. And they get into how, Tokyo being groundzilla for kaiju attacks. So that's really, with all the deaths and everything, that's where they really changed their tactics, where trying to maximize effectiveness and minimize collateral damage. But it's like, how do you do that? I mean, is that possible? So they even go into like how they do it, like distraction. This is a past team, by the way. So now they're getting into, there's more science. Here's the scientific side of the coin, right? Where they're, they've deduced how they can direct the kaiju, because their bodies are so large that they have to compensate for the distance that their brain impulses travel across their bodies. And so they're talking about if you hit the right ones, you can guide it. And they say even Godzilla can do this. So I'm really thinking that they're going to possibly, I don't know, kaiju against kaiju, but they say Jason, he's the one with the Kai-Sei energy. We'll see, man. But like Comic Book Resources, they put out some information that they're going to kill off Godzilla. Not sure how that works, but they even had like a variant cover. Not variant, but like, well, I guess so. Like, you remember the Superman, the death of him, where they had the pole with the cape, and they have that, but it's like Godzilla's laying there. There's like, I can't remember what was on the pole, but that's bold, man. We'll see. I hope it happens, so it opens up so many possibilities for, because Godzilla's kind of like, with this Kai-Sei energy, he's really like the anchor to the whole kaiju universe. So we'll see, man. We will see. G.I. Joe 321. This is a silent issue, and I have some mixed feelings about it. It was cool to see this. Like, it really brought back some memories. And it's not a flex, man. I'm just kind of showing you what I got. Got like 9.4 on there, but this is what they're talking about. This one's fantastic. But to kind of give you a little context, that one is more of a ninja type flavor. You know what I'm saying? Where silence really works. And this issue it just didn't hit well with me. I think the artwork was on point. I was impressed. Larry Hama, dude, shout out to him. I love his writing. He's probably one of the best action writers out there. But this one, there was just something weird about it. Kind of, not goofy, but they do, there was a lot of things where you would need sound to make them work, is what I'm saying. But they did have a clever way of making it where everybody, this is their answer to that, is making everybody where they can't hear with this pulse that they send out. And Snake Eyes and I forget her name, but they're at the shooting range, and they have on ear protection, so they didn't get hit with that pulse. I get it, dude. It's like, there's an answer there, but it's still, I don't know, man. It just really, I was strongly like, there's things that like, I would think you would need some kind of sound. Yeah, but who am I? So I guess as the reader, we got hit by that pulse, which, I can get on with that. Maybe that's how I should have went into it when I was reading it. Like, that's a piece of advice. If you haven't read this, go into it with the thought of you're there on the base with no hearing protection. Then you're good. Man, if you stay positive, you can figure out anything. So silent issues are cool in a way where you get to enjoy the artwork like in depth, because you have to be very clever and expressive, especially with like facial expressions, to tell the story. With this little browsing I'm doing, I'm kind of changing my mind a little bit now that I make myself like I was there and I got hit with that pulse. So, I'm going to say, man, not bad, not bad. Sometimes I can be a little too critical. I think comic book readers were kind of that way in general. We're all very opinionated, and And a lot of that, it's passion. You know, when you're talking to someone that collects comics, you can tell, man, like those eyes light up. You can tell that brand. Like there's been numerous people I've met at the comic shop where I see it in their eyes. They light up, man. They change. Like it's fantastic. That's why comics are the best. Yeah, Transformers 25, totally into Transformers. You know, shout out to Daniel Warren Johnson, George Corona, Mike Spicer. Man, they did a wonderful job. Corona actually stepped in, and I mean, I guess that's just his style, man. It is so close to Daniel Warren Johnson. Like, he just didn't miss a beat. But in this issue, you're dealing with, you know, the Autobots laid a beat down on the Decepticons. And the first part of this, it's George Corona, and man, shout out to Mike Spicer too. Probably the best colorist going right now. So they're licking their wounds, and I totally thought this was cool, man. How Megatron, boom, that's fantastic, man. This is a potty mouth panel. When you look at that, you go, shit. That just shows you how strong, like, Megatron is. But man, think about the detail, man, the time, like, wonder how long it took to do that. Man, it's great. So he's giving them a pep talk, man, like, and it's really intriguing how he really rallies the troops. So he's more than just a bad guy, man. He's a leader. And he gets them all, like this right here was great, how he gets them, he's rallying the troops. That's another great picture, man. I'd like to have like that, or like, dude, can you imagine like getting the original art? Like, that would be fantastic. I need to get into that, man. If you know anything about that, man, shoot me some deets or just anything. I think original art pieces are a good way to go if you're a collector. Oh, shout out to Christian, my guy in Austria. He has an original art piece from Batman. If he's listening, give us the deets, man. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe you can. I think I still have the picture of it. I'll throw it up, but it is actually cool, man. And he has a good story behind it too. Maybe he'll share that with us. So that's really what that's all about. And then you go to the Autobots and what they're doing post victory, or was it a victory? And that's Dan Mora. It's going to be tough, man, but I think Dan can do it. I think the team that Kirkman and Mora that they have on this can keep it up. It's going to be really different though, especially the art styles. They're extremely different. But Mora's good, man. I totally dig his stuff. So it's just more of a connection with the humans. Oh, and our boy Soundwave, he got left behind. And Optimus gives him the beatdown that he'd been working on. So, like, Mora's keeping that same intensity of the battles where this works, man. Like, Daniel Warren Johnson and George Corona are like just battle scenes are, man, fantastic. So they wrap up old Soundwave. I always thought Soundwave was cool in the cartoon with that robotic voice. Like when I'm reading, I hear that voice. It's pretty cool. Looks like you got some Dinobot action fixing to kick in. That'll be cool. Yeah, we haven't seen them. Man, I'm glad I decided to look through this because that's going to be pretty awesome. So it's really more of the relationships with the humans and, you know, the military. They really need the Autobots with them, and that's where this is coming from. There's also a twist with one of, so the military is showing this two Autobots that they have found, and that's actually kind of cool where, you know, they've had, now this will be interesting to see how Optimus reacts to his guys, like really probably being experimented on, and dude, tons of energon. So you're really setting up for some good stuff. But there's also a twist here where one of the Autobots changes their mind. And that's all right here. So she's really wanting some righteous revenge. And they're on Cybertron, by the way. And she's really like, man, screw Earth. Yeah, she's really, it's mutiny. Wow, that's a good shot. So she's talking about being abandoned by Optimus. So you get a little twist there. Things are gonna get heated. I actually bought 2 of these, being a speculator. Yeah, what's it gonna hurt? Dude, I bought a bunch of variant covers in this series. I've got a video out there, man, where I go through all of them, but it's, dude, the money was getting outrageous. I was trying to get every reprint of issue 1, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Because there would be like 2 covers for a reprint, you know, with, oh, dude, it got too much. But hey, I love what I got. G.I. Joe, man. Joshua Williamson. This is really great. Like this one right here, not the Real American Hero, but this issue right here, I'm enjoying this one a little bit better, man. Let me know which one you like better. Because, and the reason being is like they're introducing the Autobots and the Decepticons into this universe. Like they're in the same universe, but they're starting to intersect, which I totally enjoy. And the teams that they have, like a Beachhead, I forget all these, but this is a nice little team. The action's good, man. Joshua Williamson. He also did RoboCop 2014, Boom Studios. I reviewed all those, man. It was good stuff. But so we're the sniper. What is her? Okay, shooter. Yeah. So she's in captivity, but she's kind of like a bullseye type character. But I think, as we'll find out, that this is by design. This is really, like, this is interesting. This looks like some major indie artwork. I totally like this. I love this style, man. It's raw. It's unapologetic. It's really, I just enjoy artwork like that. So she's getting a beat down. She really finds out that this character right here, man, has plans to just off her. So she's pretty sly, resourceful. She busts out. She's doing her thing. So the team, the G.I. Joe team, man, they hook up with her. She's almost like, this is what I was saying, I think she was there by design, because you're like, what are you doing here? But, you know, they're making an escape now, and it's pretty cool, the action. Oh, I totally dig this. Like, she's beating up on a girl that was giving her the beat down. So it's like an impossible shot. They're moving. I mean, what's the yardage on this bad boy? I don't know, but they set it up really great where it's just like, man, you ain't gonna be able to do that. There it is. I love how they don't show it. Usually, if you know me, man, I do like the ultra violent stuff, graphic stuff, but sometimes not seeing it is fine. Like it lets your imagination do some work. Yeah, this is set up perfect, man. Very cinematic. Mission accomplished. And then we flash back to our boy, Destro. Oh man, this dude, I believe that's blood. Yeah, Major Blood. He got both his eyes poked out. He was messing around with I forget their names, man, but they like totally took the rest of his eyes. But now he's got an upgrade. He had an upgrade before this. Like their Major Blood's turning into a cyborg. I think it's cool, man. Change the characters, man. Get some fresh stuff going. So Destro, he's really in a he'll deal with him, Cobra Commander, but man, loyalty, it ain't there. That's the way that's always been. And then we're hit up with I believe that's the Dreadnoughts. That's kind of cool. I like how they introduce the characters. It's really good, man. So if you're, man, I probably don't have to say it, man. G.I. Joe fans, I know we're on this bad boy. There you go, man. There's a lot of stuff setting up, man. Transformers, Silent Issue, Kai-Sei, let's see what it brings.